Hello, and thank you for listening to Willow Talk. Welcome to Willow Talk for the first time. If you're a first-time listener, Adam Peacock here with Alyssa Healy and no Brad Haddon, who is stretched out in some business class seat, I dare say, assuming he got the cushy seats on his way to the West Indies, and you're happy about that.
I hope he's in economy, to be fair. I highly doubt he is, but I mean, he doesn't need business. He's only little.
Knowing how Brad Haddon would go about a negotiation.
Yeah.
Do you seriously believe that he'd be sitting in economy?
No, that's
right
why
now?
I just said I wish he was. But after he cramped in a podcast studio, can you imagine him in economy for 28 hours or however long? It's longer than that to get all the way to the West Indies. So good luck, Hads.
The longest trip in the world.
Yep.
Longest trip in the world.
She's a long way.
But you're here, not there. You could have gone if you wanted to, because your husband is playing his 100th test.
Yeah, this is a contentious one because everybody believes that we could all be going, but it's hard. It's
difficult to get there.
We've got jobs.
You've got a season to prepare for. You've got a World Cup to prepare for. That's an excuse.
To be fair, we actually laughed about it. It's very like us. It's like very Mitch that he would be playing his 100th test on the other side of the world that like his family couldn't get to.
So no one's gone?
No one can really get over there because it's a week basically. So you spend 3 days to get there. Well, it's more than that. 5 days of cricket, maybe 2 days if it's a pink Dukes ball, and then 3 days to get home. So you're asking a lot. Also, not the safest place in the world. So I think he'd be a bit more comfortable if we're all here watching on the TV.
Well, the good news is that he's in Jamaica and confined to quarters, can't go out. Yeah. So what he's going to do, he's going to join us shortly from his hotel room and talk to us here on Willow Talk about the 99 test matches he's played so far, some of his favourite memories, what he's hoping for his 99th, the series over there in the West Indies, a little bit about India, England, we might throw that in, and we're going to do a quiz with him and you to see who knows more about Mitch Starc.
I know I'm going to lose, so that's okay.
Yeah.
High hopes.
High hopes. We're going to have a little look at the test match at Lords between India and England, which starts Thursday evening. We had a magnanimous declaration through the week in world cricket as well to keep Brian Lara as the highest run scorer in a single innings of test match cricket. We'll talk about that a bit later on. We want to talk about the future Fab Fours, and we've got some good responses from our Willow Talk audience. Thank you everyone for putting those through. And we'll read them out. Obviously, the Fab Four at the moment with the bat in men's test cricket: Kane Williamson, Steve Smith, Virat Kohli, Joe Root. We want to know what the listeners think it looks like in 5 years' time, and yourself as well. I think you said it the other day, didn't you?
I've given mine.
But you can double down.
Yeah. I'll say it again.
Yeah, do it
again. Those that weren't listening. Were you listening, Adam?
I know how Mitch feels from time to time. If I'm desperately honest,
repeat
in the last 10
sixth
seconds.
Time, maybe it goes in, yeah.
For God's sakes. Now, make sure you follow us on social media. Just search Willow Talk Podcast on Instagram and TikTok, plus head to Listener Sport on YouTube to watch our full episodes and the shorts as well. 56 Archives got in contact and wanted to ask, do bowlers wear a different ring to their wedding ring while bowling? And do they wear it when they bat?
Well, Mitch does, and I think Nathan's taken to it as well. It's just like a silicon, so they wear like a silicon band. So they make them for like people who work in gyms, like military and stuff, where you can't really wear your wedding band because you get caught in stuff or hurt you. So he wears like a silicon ring under that, and I assume he wears it when he bats. But who would actually know?
What about that thing? You take that off when you bat, or?
Yeah, I take mine off just all the time.
Would have thought it's a good idea for insurance purposes.
Thankfully, I'm in gloves the whole time, so I don't have to portray that I wear one.
Have you ever done the shit? Where is it? At the end of a day's play? That's a yes.
Well, so I'm not good with nice things, right? And I'm sure that Mitch will attest to this. One day he gets a rebuttal on this show, and he'll come in and do it, but. I'm not great with nice things, so I have to be really careful about what I take and what I don't take on tour because I'm bound to lose them.
Okay.
But I did, back when we first actually started going out a long time ago in Perth, we went to the test match in Perth. I was watching him and I was sitting in the sun. Anyway, I had a bucket of chips in my lap and someone handed me some sunscreen at one point. I took my ring off. And anyway, as you do, you just put it in the little fold of your trousers while you're putting your sunscreen on. Didn't think anything of it. Anyway, as the sun kept coming up, we crept back even further into the stands. It was only about 6 hours later that I realised I didn't have my ring.
Ooh.
Found it in the chip box down the front of the thing.
No way.
Anyway, I was tossing up whether or not I tell Mitch that story at the end of play, but I can't keep stuff in. I just tend to say it, and I told him, and he was not happy, and it's remained the same right throughout our tenure in that I can't have nice things because I lose them.
Okay, fair enough.
Does that answer your question?
It does. It does. Nice to know that you've got the backup plan, which came out of an Easter show bag or something like that. So
yeah, just give me a plastic one. It's
get a tattoo. Tattoo it on so it's there.
Oh, that's very permanent, Adam.
Well, keeper, you can get that one. Thank you. If you want to wear your club cricket hats, by the way, send them to producer Joel. We'll wear them. In the episode notes, we have all the details. I was wearing the Peninsula Cricket Club hat the other day, and few people were asking where his Beacon Hill Youth Club Legionnaires hat was. Well, if you notice the odd episode that we do remotely, it's always in the back of shot there.
Yeah, but in the back of shot, you're not wearing it.
Because it doesn't fit on.
How about
Because I had it when I was 12.
Yeah.
And my big fat cranium doesn't fit.
I'll wear it because I got a pinhead, and I'll bring you a Legionnaires hat as well.
Okay, cool.
All right, we can swap.
We used to have the Legionnaires one. That was the other one that we had. The Legionnaires one is long gone. I don't know where is it. Did you have that when
so good.
you were playing junior cricket?
Yeah.
Everyone still has them, do they?
I think I was wearing the Terry Toweling bucket hat, but the Legionnaires were a thing.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm so old, I was playing my junior cricket, no one wore a helmet when they bat. Now you go past junior cricket and everyone, when they bat, has got them on.
Good.
Probably a good idea. Now, let's catch up with our special guest, shall we?
Oh, who's that?
Mitchell Starc, on the cusp of 100 test matches for Australia. Live from the West Indies, Mitch Starc, welcome to Willow Talk, mate. How are things?
Thanks for having me again. All good. Bit later here than it is there, which is probably good for me because it's, we think it's a day-night test, so hopefully get me on the time zone for that.
You think it's a day-night test. So, we've asked this question for the last 3 months. They're apparently going to play a pink ball test in Jamaica, so it's still not 100% as we sit here right now.
Well, we only got here today. So, the bus on the way to the hotel drove past the ground. I can confirm there's some light towers up. Don't know if they turn on or not, but they're up. And we still haven't seen a pink Duke, which apparently have been sent straight to Jamaica. So we haven't laid eyes on those either. Our training session tomorrow is scheduled for 6 p.m, so we'll find out then whether we're playing with a pink or a red one, I guess.
This sounds like a women's tour. This sounds like our test match in India. Here, have a SG ball one day out and see how you go.
Yeah. And by the way, we're not playing a multi-format anymore. We'll just make your own rules up.
Yeah, we're playing our own game. Anyway, nice to see you, Mitch. Great to chat.
Yeah, nice to see you too. Yeah, haven't seen you for a while.
Hey, the good news is for you, Mitch, there will be a test match. We think. No, but there will be a test match, and I'm assuming that it's going to be unchanged. Pat spoke after the last test, which means all roads lead to 100 for your good self, which means what to Mitchell Starc?
It means I'm very old. I've been around for a while. And I've found a way to get through a few things, I guess. Yeah.
How do you sum that up?
Yeah, well summed up.
Same question. The other Starc?
Well, I feel like resilience and stubbornness go hand in hand, and there's a lot of that in our household, but that is quite literally the only way that you play as many games as what Mitch has, especially being a fast bowler. I think he's downplaying the fact that this is actually quite a big deal, and it means a lot to him as well. I'm not putting words in his mouth, even though he's right there, but he's only the second Australian fast bowler to do it. There's not many fast bowlers on that list either. So to be able to back up day after day, still bowl as quick as what he does as well, pretty remarkable. But like I said, resilience, stubbornness, put them together and maybe you could play 100 tests. Yeah,
there's been any number of cricketers play 100 tests. I think that Mitch is only going to be the 11th or maybe the 12th fast bowler or person who can bowl fast, some all-rounders in there that are on that list. But Alyssa, back to you about the resilience and the stubbornness. What's the barometer for Mitch when he's played a test match or a series and how much pain he's been in? Is it I am in so much pain I can't even go and mow the lawn, or I can't go and play golf? Like, what's the barometer for M. Starc?
I'm not sure, but I think when he doesn't play golf the day after, then you know that he's a little bit sore. Or if he's got a backup, maybe there's a test match in 5 days' time and he says no to a round of golf, then you know things are a bit tough. But I feel like maybe I could take a little bit of credit in his 100 tests, because every time one of us complains about an injury, the other one says suck it up and move on. So maybe there's something in that. We're like,
right.
Mitch will be like, my ankle's sore, and I was like, yeah, but 3 of my fingers are crooked, like I'm pointing the wrong way, and I'm trying to ice them at the same time. So it's like, oh, yep, okay, we're both going through something, off we go. Not taking any credit for his 100 test matches, by the way, even though I just said that. But yeah, I think if he turns down a game of golf, that's a soreness level high.
What are you shaking your head about?
Not anymore. There was what was between. I'm too old to give up games of golf. I was between. What was the last Ashes I had that did something to my AC joint, and I had injections to play the 4th and 5th test. It was a quick turnaround, and I played 2 rounds of golf. I didn't train once.
Yes, priorities.
He still does a lot.
Hey, I was allowed to play golf.
Yeah, I bet you check that. Does the body feel like it's played 99 tests to this point?
Yeah, there are some days. Yep. I might have to come on here a bit more often. I get a few more compliments from Alyssa that way, which is nice.
It's only because you're here. When you're not on, it's on for all money.
Yeah, you should see the messages I get from you and whatnot. I mean, I reckon there's been a few mornings you've had to push me out of bed to get to a game or get down to the bus on time, or just strapping or whatever it may be. But there are. I mean, I'm certainly not the only one who is sore of a morning or at the end of a game or in between games. So that just comes hand in hand with sport, but certainly with bowling as well. There are certainly days where I feel like I've played 99 games, and there's other days where I feel like it's maybe 60 games. But we've been going all right this tour. We haven't had huge workloads, so even last test, I think we're all around the mid-20s for the test match, which does help on I guess quick turnarounds. But I am old.
How have you found the tour over there so far? Obviously 2-0 up, and a few sideways glances at some the top order perhaps for making sure that you bowlers have to do what you have to do. I'm not sure how that's gone down, but in all seriousness, has it been an enjoyable time over there coming off the back of the World Test Championship final, which didn't quite go your way?
Yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting one. I think probably, you mentioned the Test final there, and then obviously going straight to another tour. It felt like a really long lead up to that first test in Barbados, because we just come off a game of cricket and all of a sudden we've got sort of like 5 or 6 days between test matches, which doesn't normally happen on tour. So different conditions, yep. But I mean, from a bowling point of view, it was sort of, we were up and going, so it wasn't too much work for us. It was for the batters to try and get used to different conditions. And the first 2 tests haven't been easy to bat on. They've been very indifferent wickets. We haven't played Test cricket here in 10 years, so that first wicket in Barbados was real patchy and hard work, as we saw, and we found a way to find partnerships. And I think Trav said it. 60 runs was almost like scoring 200. So. He reckons he scored 400 for the game. But and then this week just gone. We sort of. I mean, I don't say that I can read wickets or pitches, but Pat almost asked what we were going to do on the weekend, because it looked like a wicket that wasn't going to last long. Probably lasted a bit longer than we thought with the bit of weather that was around, but it was certainly one that shot low and was handy that we were bowling in the 4th innings. But we saw a few partnerships there and some class from our batters to give us a 270 odd lead, to give us a really good target to bowl at, and then we went to work. So this week, from all reports, pink ball is on the cards, and we know that's a bit of a lottery, so it could be an interesting week again. But all in all, obviously a very successful tour so far, being 2-0 up and winning, or holding on to the trophy for another few years, I guess. hopefully finish off with a nice week this week.
Is it what you expected? I know you said you haven't played Test cricket there for 10 years, but obviously there's been tests there over that period of time. Are the wickets what you expected, or did you expect to come there and maybe think it might have been a bit more batting friendly?
Yeah, I can talk from the bowling meetings. We had a lot more numbers in front of us for the Barbados wicket and the past test matches there. And I think the last test before us there was against England, and I think one of the innings or a couple of innings were around 500 runs for the innings, and then it fell away quickly maybe. But all the other wickets around the test matches there almost played the way that our test went. So the flat wicket there that England played was a bit of an outlier in that regard. And then Grenada, Australia hadn't played a test there. I think there was only 4 test matches ever played at Grenada, so it was a bit more of a lottery there. I think the last game they played there before our test match was a one-dayer, because I think it came up on this scoreboard on one of the training days, and I think England chased down about 260 in 20 overs. So we thought it was going to be flatter, and it didn't turn out that way. But yeah, and then I mean, as I said, 10 years ago we were playing a test tour, so it's not much from our experiences. But yeah, you can read as much or as little into those numbers as you want.
I made a joke the other day about obviously the handover of Nathan Lyon to Alex Carey, the team song. Made a joke that this is the quickest I'd ever heard from you after a game. So how was Kez's first song, and what sort of mood did he set?
He was very good. I don't think it was unexpected that Alex was going to take to it like a duck to water. Yeah, it was uncharacteristically early. The sun was still up. I think Nathan made a joke to say that's probably the least amount of beers he's had to sing an Australian Test song, and he wasn't leading it. So, no, it was. I mean, we don't have a beach here in Jamaica, first world problems, and we're staying on a beach in Grenada. So I think he'd taken the opportunity to enjoy the moment as a group, sing the song while we still had some sunlight, and I think we all went down on the beach and sat around the beach together as a group. So that was a nice little moment for the group, and then for Alex to start his reign. He made a few nice jokes towards Nathan, acknowledged a few things with obviously Uzi getting 6,000 runs, a few other little milestones there, and then yeah, that we won the trophy again. So it was a nice start for Alex, and I think he enjoyed the first one for himself as well.
How good is that? Look, thinking of everyone, Alex Carey. Just such a giving person.
Wicketkeepers.
I'm talking to 2 wicketkeepers here. I was talking to a man who started his cricketing life as a wicketkeeper, and then he got tall, and then he got good at fast bowling, and it's worked out with 99 tests. One thing, Mitch, before we go back into the memory vault, and I'm sure you look forward to nothing more than going back into the vault, but with the atmosphere at grounds, it's one place that I've never been to. It's one place that, again, watching the coverage, I'm like kicking myself, why aren't I there? Because they take crowd cutaways, especially in the third session, and it looks like everyone's really enjoying themselves. Are there points where you're not standing at gully, where you were put for a little bit last test, that you're looking around going, shit, everyone's having a good time here. This is a good place to watch cricket?
Last week was quite hot. It was there's a few moments through the sessions where we were pretty drained, and it was pretty sapping, the humidity and the heat when we were fielding. But I think they've been pretty spread out. There's a few. I mean, last week in Grenada there were two bands, I guess you call them, that on either side of the ground that seemed like they were fighting each other for who was louder, and then there's I think 2 or 3 Aussie tour groups over here. I think Jason Gillespie's with one, and then Swampy and Merva with the other, and they were kind of spread out in the shade, made themselves known. I think I was even getting heckled by a couple of them when I got hit in the helmet and had to change my helmet, and was getting told to get on with it. So sorry for changing my helmet, but no, it's one of the harder places to get to from Australia. It takes probably 3 days to get to and from. So we're very appreciative of the support of the Aussie contingent that have come around. There's a few of them that have made their way to Jamaica as well. I think a few have gone home. We saw Swampy get on a plane today to head home as Mitch is going to arrive here in a couple of days as well with the T20 boys But no, it is a bit of a relaxed vibe. I think the wicketkeeper there next to you can attest to singing the crowd in Barbados and what that's like. So yeah, it looks like everyone has a good time. It's pretty chilled. There's some grounds near the water, as I think we saw from a few overhead shots at Grenada. It's once you do get here, there's some nice things to enjoy as a tourist, I think, as well.
Reliving our youth in Barbados, were we?
It's a story for another time, Adam, but it is a very funny one.
There you go. It's legal in some parts now.
What?
Oh, sorry, just yeah, right.
No, Barbados was a lot of fun. I was a very naive, younger person at that point in time, and probably now later in my life wouldn't have done half the stuff I did on those 5 days that I watched cricket.
Fair enough. Never too late, though. Hey, Mitch, what do you want for your 100th test? If it can be anything.
A win would be nice.
Just a win.
Oh, my God, you're boring.
Sing the song.
Some might say to sing the song instead of Alex, or, like a lifetime something, or, none of that. Just a win.
Oh, be a nice way to cap off the week. Sing the song with the group and get on a plane home for 3 days.
3 days? What's next after that?
That's how long it takes to get home, mate.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Hads is actually... This is why Hads is not here, because he left 3 days ago and he's still, I think, somewhere over the West Atlantic heading down. So, yeah.
Is he coming here, is he?
He'll be there. He'll be there soon.
I think he's still in Texas.
Well,
he was more excited about flying through Texas.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Well, we're in Jamaica at the same hotel we were at 10 years ago when we last played a test match here, and I couldn't remember anything about the food at this hotel, but the thing I remember most was at the end of the test match we won here. It was before we went to England for the Ashes, so we got told again today that it's you do not leave the hotel at night here.
Yep.
So I remember winning the test match, and we'd sung the song back to the hotel, and Bradley Haddon had given the lady behind the reception desk $100 US to go up the road to KFC and get the boys some chicken because we weren't allowed out of the hotel. She came back with a bunch of change and buckets of chicken. And he said, "You can keep the change, we'll take the chicken," and that's how we celebrated the win.
You take that again?
Maybe, yeah.
Hads can go out and get the chicken this time. He's not the team, so he can leave the team hotel. Anyway.
What's your favourite memory, Mitch, of the 99 that you've played so far? Is there one that really stands out for you? It's a lot of test matches. A lot of memories.
It's a long time. The first one's always special, isn't it? So I've learned a lot since the first one, but and my Baggy Green didn't have as many rips and missing pieces as it does now, but
smelled
that was a nice week.
Yeah. And you talk a bit more than when you did on that day.
Yeah, well, that wasn't hard. I don't think I said much for the whole day, that one. We've been very lucky that we've had a lot of success as a group over, it's been 15 years, so 14 years or whatever it's been. I've gotten to play with some of the greats of, my first tour first test tour and first period of time as an Australian cricketer was Ricky Ponting was captain, and then you had Pup and then Steve and Tim and Pat. So, yeah, I've got to play with a lot of big names and greats of Australian cricket. I've gotten to play a long time with a few of my closest mates as well, which is really special to have, grown up through cricket with them and still be able to win test matches as a bowling group together. That's pretty special. A few of those.
Yeah. You did debut with two other really, really introverted types in David Warner and James Pattinson at the Gabba against New Zealand all those years ago. 14 years ago now. You remember that? Obviously, you knew David Warner quite well by that stage, and I don't know how much interaction you had with Patto, but what was that occasion like? Like you said, you were pretty quiet for the first day. There's no wonder because of those two. They'd never shortened giving advice to others, even at that age.
It was a pretty changing time, I guess, for the group. Obviously, the three of us debuted. We had a new coach, a few new staff members, had a few really experienced senior guys, and I played a bit with and against Paddo, and obviously with New South Wales for Davey. So, both kind of known, and got to play a lot of cricket with Davey. Probably not as much cricket with Paddo as everyone would have loved to have. He was certainly a loud character, but an amazing bowler and an amazing record for someone who had to sort of not keep playing because of his body. So it's a shame for Jimmy. He was an amazing bowler and loved competing more than most. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting week, and go from an Australia game where we knew there were going to be a few debutants, and then get the tap on the shoulder to say you're playing. And then, as Alyssa said, I don't think I said anything for the first day, so I'm glad we bowled first and didn't have to sit there and watch the batting. But a nice one to get a couple of wickets, get a win. Michael Hussey was the songmaster, and that was a special one as well.
That would have been enthusiastic, absolutely. You don't like to dwell on a negative, but have you got a least favourite memory from the 99?
Oh, the 99.
The 99, yeah. You said he was going to say that.
But I was like, I bet he brings it up. Yeah.
I didn't bring it up. I said the 99 tests. You brought up the 99. It's a quirk of fate, isn't it, that both of you can
it's so
talk
cute.
to that.
Yeah, it's awesome. What a great thing to share for the rest of our lives.
You both still got time.
I don't know. There's never like losing. I don't know, getting injured. Probably, that one. There's been a couple. No, I think there's only been one game where I had to leave the guys short, where I snapped my foot.
Fair.
Yeah, getting injured is never nice.
What about rotated? Rotated out of the team? Surely that couldn't have been pleasant. You'd be 100 by now.
Well, finally, I think Nathan brings it up a bit. So he had played 5 games when I debuted, and he's now played 136, 37. So if I wasn't injured or I was good enough to be picked over that time, I might have played a few more. But I wasn't good enough and I got injured.
It made Christmas Day more fun, Mitch, so don't worry about the rotation policy.
I bet it did.
Well, see, that was not strategic, but we were lucky enough that I either wasn't good enough or got dropped around Boxing Day test matches because there was no concussion subs, so we knew, well, I knew I was never going to play, so we had a great old time at Christmas.
With Nathan, you've made mention over the time that he is one of your best mates. What's it like sharing this really long career? You probably see Nathan more than you do the person next to me in this studio.
Yeah. They cuddle more.
Yeah.
Nah, save those for Josh.
Big Joshy, big cuddly bear that he is. But having those mates throughout this journey, it's not like you've chopped and changed the team over the last decade. You're almost brothers.
Yeah, we have spent a fair amount of time together. I can't remember who brought it up. We were at, a bunch of us at dinner the other night at the hotel, and someone was bringing up underage cricket, and that's sort of where I first came across Josh in city country, trialling for the under-17s for New South Wales, and then we both played together in 17s and 19s and all the way through, which is I mean, I think it's not lost on us that it's pretty cool that we sort of came across one another at city country and we've been able to play so much for Australia together across the formats and have a bit of success together and open the bowling for so long across the formats. That's pretty cool, and something that's pretty special to us and to the bowling group as well, to have spent so much time together, played so much cricket together, taken a few wickets together along the way. But yeah, it got brought up at dinner the other night, the under-19s carnival, I think in Newcastle. I can't remember which year it was, maybe 2006, I want to say. And Bo Webster was sort of running through a few of the names, and he played for Tassie as a young guy, that same age group, and we're going through a few of the scorecards, and Josh kept taking wickets. I was still learning how to get the ball down to the other end, but I think they're pretty special that we play so much cricket together, and we've been really close mates. And then a few years down the track, you run across a Pat Cummins, who's now he was the other one that we sort of grew up together with, and then Nathan moved to New South Wales, so he didn't have to face us at domestic cricket, and he saved us a few overs of bowling with his off spinners when he's taken so many wickets, and been able to hold up that one end for us to attack from the other. So it's not lost on us how not unusual but rare it is that we're all from the same state, and we've all been able to play a fair amount of cricket together, and to be together for a fair amount of success along the way is pretty cool as well.
Is there any point you thought you wouldn't make it? But more to the point, is there any part of you that thought that this would actually happen? I mean, as a 12-year-old sharing the wicket-keeping gloves with you at one point, did you ever think that you would play 100 tests for Australia as a fast bowler? I know you would have loved to, but did you ever feel like it was ever going to become a reality until right now?
I was no, not at all. I didn't even think I could think it was a way to make a way to make any money out of. Like I didn't know how to bowl properly, and then sort of just I think being left-handed helped me in a way. I think I was given a bit of an opportunity as some lanky left armer who kind of had some of the tools but didn't know how to use them as a kid. And I remember Trent Woodhill gave me, he picked me in under 17s when I probably shouldn't have been picked ahead of a guy that had played the year before, and then sort of learned how to bowl along the way. And then, I mean, as a kid, I didn't think I'd play one game, let alone play 99. So, it's very grateful for the opportunity, for 99 opportunities. But, it's been cool to have worked with and watched and learnt from some really special cricketers, and then two of those really special bowlers are two of my best mates. So I think without sitting down and all of us asking how we do different things with the ball, I think we just learn off each other along the way. To answer your question, I didn't think I would have 1 year of a contract, let alone play 99 games, which is cool.
What was he like to keep to as a kid? If you did it much.
Didn't land it on the wicket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you learn to dive?
That's why I kept.
He was wayward. I remember him being wayward the first year that he wasn't keeping. We had another guy come in and he was sharing the keeping with me instead, and all of a sudden Mitch started bowling, and I remember thinking wayward. But he always had something. Like,
it was wayward for the first 10 years of my international career.
He always had bounce. He always had something. So, but I remember, I think it was his first year on Blues contract. This kid, we were the same age, so I shouldn't say this kid, but this guy, I'd finished training. We used to train 6 to 8 back in the day, and came in to get something to eat before I went home. And there's this kid lying on the floor in his Blues pullover with an ice pack on his side, looking the most distraught human being on the planet at sort of 18, 19, wondering what he was doing with his life because he got injured again. And then 15 years later, he's playing 100 tests for Australia. So that's a pretty cool place to be. I just remember the look on his face thinking, like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And now to see the reward, I think is really cool.
What was the backup plan if it wasn't cricket?
Well, I did leave high school thinking I wanted to be a physiotherapist. So I went into a university course to pursue that, which lasted 12 months. Then I went to the cricket academy, and 15 years later, I've spent most days of the week with the physio. So I won't be doing that.
Got your degree that way.
I think I've learned more. I've learned more about it being a fast bowler than I have at university. So I can strap ankles and know what the injuries are.
It's an unreal achievement, and we've got a quick little quiz to do in a moment, but firstly, we're going to dice around, and then we'll let you go to prepare for your 100th test. India, England. Have you? Fair enough. Have you caught any of India, England? I don't know how the time zone's gone, and I'm not sure if you've seen scorecards. If you haven't seen much of the game, but Shubman Gill, how would you bowl to him at the moment?
I wouldn't bowl to him in England, that's for sure. You just put a bowling machine there. I think that's what the plan was at Birmingham, wasn't it?
Have you caught much of it all?
I didn't see much of the game at all. I saw the scorecards, and there was a few guys that were waking up, particularly Marnus and Alex Carey and Stephen Smith, who would sit around the coffee machine of a morning and watch the game. No, I did see the scores. Jeez, who'd be a kid in England and want to bowl on some of those wickets? But from all reports, it was very subcontinent-like, which I find hard to believe.
Shots fired.
But the first images of the Lord's wicket look like it's going to be a bit greener and a bit bouncier. So, I mean, you add Jofra and Jasper back into the fold there. It could be something in it for the bowlers, which is exciting to see.
Do you read into any of that stuff heading into the Ashes, or are you just, no, we'll wait and see what they do when they come out to Australia, or?
Me, no, I don't read into any of it. It's hard to compare. I mean, it's the same as they're probably reading into us over here on wickets that are hard to bat on. And where that'd be the same as us sitting and going, okay, they're playing on absolute highways. What do you take out of 3,000 runs for a test match and India bowling them out? I don't know. They're not playing for draws. That's what you take out of it.
That's the way at the moment. Well, Jasper Bumrah, the way you just described, I haven't seen that picture you have of the Lord's wicket. They'll be careful there. I wouldn't imagine that want to add too much to a wicket with that guy freshened up, correct? Given what you saw firsthand over summer. Yeah,
absolutely. I think, obviously before the end of that test match at Birmingham, I think if at one point, if you said India were going to come away with a draw from that game, they'd almost see that as half a win with Bumrah only playing 3 of the test matches. But obviously they showed that their bowling attack without Jasper was definitely skilled enough and had the ability to take 20 wickets on a flat English wicket, and yeah, they'll see that almost as a double win to win without their strike weapon. So yeah, to go 1-1 all the way to Lords now on a wicket with seemingly a bit more in it, I think India will take a bit of momentum from that with Jasper back in the fold. Their batters having scored runs. England sort of, their bowling attack have had to bowl some overs the last 2 test matches. So, yeah, they've got, I think, who else? Gus Atkinson's coming back into that squad as well, I think, from all reports, and Jofra has been there waiting to get a game. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting test match to follow. But yeah, if India can get the chocolates at Lords, they'll feel like they're more than on their way to a series win.
Pretty sure it starts Thursday Australian Eastern Time. In fact, I'm very sure it starts Thursday Australian Eastern Time. What can you see transpiring there at Lords? Heels?
Will be interesting. I think I have read the commentary and saying that England have asked for a little bit more pace, a little bit more bounce, a little bit of seam movement.
Pitch doctoring. Well,
I mean, you're in your home country. You can probably ask for whatever you want, but they've traditionally asked for flat wickets, so you can't have it both ways. If you're going to lose on a flat wicket, then what are you going to do on one that does a bit? I'd be really interested. I mean, Hads has been calling for it for a while, and while he's not here, I may as well echo his words and say that someone like Arshdeep coming back into the team at Lords, down the slope, even up the slope, whatever it might be, whichever end he takes, could be a really useful addition, just as a point of difference. But then how do you remove, some of the guys that just did a great job?
Arshdeep's not going anywhere the way he bowled. God.
He's not. But, I mean, Prasid Krishna was probably the one that would potentially lose his place, but they've got all-rounders in there as well you could juggle around with. They had 2 spinners as well. So, if they are going to juice up the wicket, it'd be really interesting to see if it goes 5 days and if England can hold on the way that they want to approach their cricket. But, yeah, what stands out for me the most in this English side at the moment is that middle order. They're churning out runs. When the ball gets a little bit softer, the wickets get a little bit more friendlier to bat on. I mean, when your wicketkeeper's coming out and scoring better than run a ball hundreds. It's a little bit scary, in particular, coming to Australia back into the summer. We spoke about it last episode, but yeah, I reckon that's a really interesting one to watch.
I'm just getting through my head the scene at around the coffee machine with those three just transfixed by cricket. Do they flip it over to Major League Cricket as well if there's a game on up in America too, just to take it all in, Starkey?
Well, they were watching the cricket around an iPad, and there's the TV on in the team room. I think it had a fair bit of the Wimbledon on it. I think at one point the MLC might have been on at some stage on one of the channels, but
knew it.
I'll guarantee you one thing: not one of them cleaned the coffee machine.
Don't get me started.
Oh dear! But they love it. They absolutely love it that much.
Too much, some might say, but I certainly wasn't getting up any earlier to watch another game of cricket. I was pretty happy with just getting my coffee and my breakfast and getting my ankle strapped and on my way.
Mitch is a secret snuff. He won't tell you that he's a snuff, but he knows what's going on, probably because I've told him. But he knows what's going on. He just won't watch it. Snuff.
You'd much rather read about it and watch the highlights. Understandable. Okay, here we go. The 99 quiz. That's what I'm calling it.
Oh, gosh.
Starc v. Starc as well. No, you're not looking at the... No, she's got the same...
Stitch up, eh?
Okay, Mitch, you can have first crack at all of these.
You took it off me.
In case she was smart enough, and she's a cunning wicketkeeper, so it wouldn't surprise me that she was smart enough to have a look at it on the rundown that I've got in front of me, which has got all the answers on it. Mitch?
This is a stitch up, because I haven't said to Ferris, I said, don't give me the tips, I'll just go with the flow of it, but I didn't realise that someone had them in front of him.
Hey. Sam doesn't work here anymore. Let's not bring him up.
No. Oh, he's overseeing everything. Exactly.
It's Joel, man.
Yeah, producer Joel. He looked like my 9-year-old had scribbled out the answers as well. But anyway, hey, how many players has Mitch played alongside in his 99 tests for Australia? Have a guess.
You can work this out. I worked it out last night.
Yeah, I'm 425. What are we up to? 470 or something, aren't we?
You're telling the story.
That many?
I don't know. Have a guess.
I'll have a guess. I'll guess 62.
I guess 61.
You saw the answer.
No, I was working it out last night. We had this chat on the group chat.
It's 61.
Yeah.
61.
Is it?
There you go.
Oh, I'm pretty happy with my guess there.
It was a good guess.
Who is your least favourite person out? No, I won't ask you that. Yeah, you'll get that from one of the journos over there, hunting some dirt. How many sixes and fours has Mitch hit in his Test cricket career? Sixes?
48.
Oh. 20.
49.
Oh my God, you're a nerd.
Clear the fence one more time, and it's milestone central. 400 wickets, 56s, 100th test.
Wow.
Just where you want to be doing it with that ganja floating across the air there in Jamaica.
That's more than I've hit in my career.
How many Australians have hit more sixes than Mitchell?
How many have hit more? Oh.
All up.
Anyone.
This is fair dinkum. I was surprised at this.
3.
No.
I was going to say 3, but 4.
No, 6. You're 7th, and we'd really love you to be 6 because Brad Haddon's the one in front of you on 54. So 6 more sixes, Mitch. Have you got it in you?
I'll go play a little longer.
Yeah, exactly. Which player has Mitch had the most partnerships with? That's a very general term. I don't know what that means.
Assuming batting.
Batting?
Yeah.
Batting or bowling? Producer Joel? Batting.
Wow. I'd say Nathan.
I was thinking someone in the middle order. I feel like it's like Steve Smith or...
It'd have to be Steve or Nathan. I'm going to go with Nathan.
Yeah. Steve Smith.
Nathan, I just wanted to drag that out because I knew he was right straight away. I just wanted to see you.
See, coming in here, I knew that this was unfair because I'm never going to know the answers.
Who have you scored the most runs with in tests?
Stephen.
Yeah.
Yep. Bang. You're going well at this. You're one off in the first two and then you got everything right. No, you didn't get the three right. Anyway, you're going good. Which player has Mitch averaged the highest in partnerships with?
With the ball.
God, we've gone to Nerd Central for some of these questions, haven't we? Yeah. Not with the ball. With the bat.
With the bat.
Yeah.
Well, I think Stephen again, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be if he's made the most runs or something with it.
No.
So averaged the most.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that could be off two innings or anything. It's not a minimum.
what I'm saying.
I'm just thinking it's someone who gets a move. Someone who gets a move on.
It's not a minimum of.
Oh,
Travis.
Oh, good shout.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can hear you thinking.
I know. I keep wanting to say Brad Haddon or someone.
Well, guess what? You'd be right.
Yes.
Brad Haddon.
What is that?
You averaged 60 in partnerships with him.
Yeah, because he made 59 of them.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay. Who was your first and second test wickets?
Oh, go on then.
Brendan McCullum and Jesse Ryder.
There you go.
At the Gabba.
Jeez. Brendan McCullum. He mustn't like you very much. It wasn't the first time you got him out. Hey.
Now he coaches England.
Yeah, exactly. And he won't even have a beer with you after an Ashes test. And anyway, we'll leave it right there. Who was the first bowler to dismiss Mitchell Starc?
Oh, it's got to be.
Well, I should have been out for a duck in my first test because Dan Vittori dropped me at first slip, I reckon. Or was it? No, it was Ross Taylor, maybe. Ross Taylor might have dropped me. Well, it's either Tim Southey, Trent Bolt, or I'm going to say Tim Southey.
Well, it wasn't Dan, was it?
No,
Could have been
wrong.
Dan.
Trent Bolt.
No.
Well done. That wasn't bad. You know yourself pretty well. And after 99 tests in your mid-30s, Mitch Starc, it's important to know yourself well. That's the key to it all.
Thanks.
Do you have to do a speech to the team before this test or anything like that, or get up there and thank anyone, or like tell us your life story or anything like that? There's no special event with the team in the team room before this? It's just, on your Mitch, well done, good luck in your 100th.
Maybe. I don't know. I did say that, well, apparently these days if you play 100 tests you get another Baggy Green, but I think Pat's just taken them all with the last couple of weeks of events, so there's probably no way.
He fair dinkum lost his new one, did he?
He didn't lose it. It got taken.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's supposed to be told or not, but yeah, it got stolen out of the change room. So he now has 3 like David Warner.
I was going to say, did he check his backpack? But anyway, let's not go there.
There was a man up for this hat for the whole Barbados Test match. So, yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Wow.
There you go. Oh, well, anyone in Barbados listening
to this?
Yeah,
first on Willow Talk.
So walking the streets with well, he's has anyone complimented on your T-shirt as well?
Like Travis Head or Adam Zampa, is he there yet?
Zamps is on his way. I'll make sure I'm wearing it in front of him. Trav, on the other hand, I think he just sprayed me for it. So, yeah.
D+.
We love you, Trav.
We love
you, Travis.
We'll send one to Trav.
Oh, he'd wear it.
No, he probably
should have given one of the hats.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Exactly. Mitch, anything else planned before your big moment? Same old prep before your 100th test as the previous 99?
Yeah, I guess so. There's probably too many days for my liking. There's no golf courses around, so I guess I better go to training. Nah, same old.
Sounds like
we've got a night session tomorrow, so
good.
We've got to work out whether we can see this pink thing or not, and then, get ready for the game.
You don't need to see it. You just need to bowl it.
Yeah, you are known to be okay with
I've had to bat a bit lately.
Yeah, true. But you have been okay with the pink ball. No player in the history of pink ball tests has taken more wickets. A Duke's one as well. You must be looking forward to that in your mitt at the top of your run-up.
Yeah, I guess it's somewhat fitting that it's a pink ball test for my 100th, I guess. So if that's any consolation of not playing in Australia, that's probably it. I haven't seen one yet, but okay. So we asked around if anyone had actually played with a pink Duke before, and Usman said that he did play with one back when he played county cricket for Glamorgan, which I don't know how many years ago that was. But he said he painted the picture for us. He said he was playing for Glamorgan against Sussex. The Sussex attack was Jofra Archer, Chris Jordan and Ollie Robinson. And the county game was finished in a day and a half.
Okay.
Cool. I'll see you next Monday.
Mitchell Starc, thanks so much for joining us, mate. Really appreciate you sharing some memories and testing your own knowledge of yourself in a weird kind of way. But, mate, all the best. A lot of people here wishing you all the best for your 100th test. It's a fantastic achievement for a fast bowler, and good luck in that one. And we're looking forward to 101 plus when you get down here for the Ashes.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Enjoyable chat. It was, was that weird, interviewing your husband on the other side of the world?
Yeah, because it's actually like with our schedules, it's really hard to like talk to one another, or like everyone just assumes you FaceTime all the time, but communications are limited. Yeah. So it is weird that's probably the first time we've seen one another for a little while. Yeah.
Fair enough. Do you remember, I asked him there about his first test, debuting with Dave Warner, James Pattinson. He said he didn't say much for that first day. You remember that particular first day at the Gabba?
I will never leave my memory, and I've got a poor one, but this will remain forever. But I was sat with his mum. We both flew in and got his baggy green. Richie Beno, I think, presented him with his baggy green, and anyway, there's me and his mum just in the crowd sort of waiting to say hello to him, like after he got his cap, and he wandered over and we looked down sort of in the race. We were looking down at him and his mum's like, "Oh, how are you going?" And he just looked up and he was like white. He didn't say a thing. He sort of like acknowledged that we were there, but he was white. He couldn't speak. He was so nervous. And then probably coming off after lunch, like he said, lucky they bowled first, it probably got a bit of that out of the way. Like he came off for lunch, we got a little wave, a little smile, a little wave. He was feeling a little bit more comfortable. And then by the end of play, he was chirpy. Like he came for a chat. He was feeling more comfortable. But yeah, he was very white. He looked ill before he went out to play, but look at him now. 99 test matches later.
You proud of the kid?
Very proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very proud. It's weird talking to him because you don't want to pump him up to his face, but
that's the Australian way.
That's it. That's the
Get your feelings within.
That's the married way. No, it's weird. Like we're both doing like the same thing, but it sort of feels like a biased opinion. But I'm really proud of him. I think not many people know what happens behind the scenes. He doesn't share a lot of his private life. He doesn't give too much away, but we obviously see it behind the scenes, and there's a lot of really proud people in his family that are looking forward to celebrating with him when he gets home.
I remember seeing him walk off at the SCG after that test series against India. He looked cooked, like officially cooked. Yep. So to do what he's doing at his age, and you keep on bringing up age because it's not meant to happen. You're not meant to be still doing what he's doing. And Pat said it the other day as well. He's still bowling 145 clicks when he wants to.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
I think it's more, for me, like what I'm like more proud about, the cricket stuff's really good, but he stayed true to himself, and that baggy green when he got it was the most important thing in the world to him. I'd love to say it was me, but it wasn't. His baggy green was the most important thing, and he's sacrificed quite a lot along the way to make sure that still remains the pinnacle for him. So I guess to tick over that milestone, whilst he'll be chuffed about it when he retires, I think is a huge deal, and kudos to him.
Well, let's make a huge deal of 101, shall we, and get as many Starcs and family friends and everything over.
Well, what will it be? It'll be 105 in Sydney. So
you'd rather have the big celebration there rather than get everyone to Perth?
Well, we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Is it Perth, first test?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Sorry. Yep. I went, wait, it's Brisbane. No, it's Perth.
Terry Hill's Tavern will put on something around the Sydney test, I would have thought. New Year's Day at 7 at the Tavern. Come on down.
Outstanding. So that was Mitch Starc. Look forward to his 100th test. Look forward to the third test in a few days' time. But briefly as well, we may as well have a look at it right now before we go to a break. Brought it up with Mitch about the third test between India and England. Having a think about it after talking to Mitch, this is going to ebb and flow, I reckon, this series. Like, as good as India looked with both bat and ball last test, these things can twist. Lords will be a totally different equation environment-wise to what Edgbaston was. I can see England somehow finding something, but there's a few more to go before we get to the Oval for the 5th test as well.
Well, and I mentioned it, it's just more like, can they hold on? So if the conditions aren't in their favour all of a sudden, can they trust their game style to still get over the line against a world-class bowling attack? So that'll be a really interesting one to watch. If it is green and there's weather around, will Ben Stokes bowl first again? Probably. If it's not as green, not as bouncy as what everyone thinks it is, will he bat first? We're not quite sure. So there's a lot of stuff to watch, and I think going in 1-1 has made for a cracking series.
We'll wrap it up next week, absolutely, because I can't see it still going by the time we convene next.
We'll be talking about it.
We shall be talking about it. Off to a quick drinks break here on Willow Talk. Back in a moment with the chat about the Fab Four in men's test cricket with the bat and a few sundries to get through as well. Heels, we chatted earlier in the week about the Fab Four, threw up some ideas and what it's going to look like. So we'll put the date on it, 2030, men's test cricket with the bat. At the moment, you'd say the Fab Four of the era just passed because one of these players has retired from Test cricket. Kane Williamson, Steve Smith, Virat Kohli, Joe Root. Seem to be no arguments about that. Like you go, oh, there's someone on the cusp of that. They're the 4 standouts.
Yep.
We put it out to our listeners. Who do we reckon? John had a good response on the Secret Cricket Club. 4 Indian kids we haven't heard of because they're still in primary school. So... yeah.
That's a fair shout.
Yeah.
Well, Hads was raving about Mushir Khan, who's just made, I think, back-to-back or triple 3 centuries on the trot in the Indian under-19 series. So it could well be.
Yeah, he chucked it on the group chat, didn't he, just to prove his point.
Yes.
And he
just a ram it in.
Yeah, we'll keep it. Every time this kid scores 23 runs in a test in a first class or near enough environment, he'll let us know about it. The overwhelming response so far though has been for a Fab Four in 2030, Shubman Gill, Jaiswal, Brook, Ravindra.
I think that was the 4. That was the 4 that we spoke about last episode. I obviously wanted an Aussie in there as one of the 4. We can't have 2 Indian players in there, surely. I mean, they are going to be very good for a long period of time, but surely there's an Aussie there that sticks their hand up. We mentioned Green. He's obviously a bit of a special mention there. Is there someone else that could put their hand up?
Yes. Well, the special mentions go with Cameron Green, Sam Constas, Tristan Stubbs, Finn Allen, Nathan McSweeney, Mendez from Sri Lanka, Sanger as well, who we spoke to last week, Jay Sanger. So
who wrote Finn Allen?
Why?
Did somebody mention him?
Yeah.
Finn Allen's down there. Is he ever going to play Test cricket again?
I don't know.
Did he ever play Test cricket? It was the producer job, wasn't it? He wanted another Kiwi in there. Put 2 Indians and 2 Kiwis in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing though. Like maybe you don't want to. This is the thing about Australian cricket that it doesn't do. Like say India have kids coming through, they'll get hyped quickly, and I suppose the IPL does that. In Australian cricket, do you think we're too reluctant to hype kids, or that's the way to do it? Because put it this way, if we live in a universe where Sam Constas doesn't do what he did at the MCG, he's just a nicely developing kid still.
Yeah.
But that session changed his life for the next couple of years to the abnormal.
Well, it's probably like a little bit cultural as well, where we love to cut people down when we think that they're doing really well, especially a young person who gets
your husband, as well.
A young person who gets a bit lippy or gets pretty confident in what they're doing. There's always a couple of people a little bit older than them to remind them that they're not as good as what they think they are. So, personally, I think we lost one in Will Pucovski. I thought he would have been just the perfect fit for that side. He would have been the answer to all of our prayers for the Australian batting lineup. So that may have set us back maybe 5 or 6 years that we're looking for that one to stand up and do it. But yeah, I think in Australia we're pretty good at pegging them down a notch and then saying you're not ready, which I think for that next generation of players coming through isn't a great thing, because I think they need that confidence. You've got to instill that confidence in them properly. They might showcase it, but whether or not they truly believe it, I'm not sure.
Well, especially now because they've got, not saying that you can just at the age of 22 say, oh, I'm sick of being told I'm not ready, I'm just going to go off and play T20 cricket around the world.
Yeah.
But there's that ability to go and play a league, perhaps in a winter, when really you might hang back here for a month and just sort it all out. Like Shubman Gill, for instance, obviously has done, works so hard, totally off Broadway, haven't seen it, but now we're seeing the result.
But there's a way to do that while you're playing over there as well. Like, there's opportunities to incorporate that sort of practice into tournament-style play where you're going and playing a different format, yes, but there's always a way to bring a red ball into a net, ask for an extra 20 minutes, work on a few technical things. A good technique is a good technique in whatever format you might be playing in. Yes, there's a whole other power game to things, but if you're continually grafting your technique, you're going to be a good player all round.
To Sundries, and by the way, actually, before Sundries, we want to know from our listeners, Fab 4 bowlers.
Yeah.
Men's cricket, who are they going to be? We'll get to women's cricket, definitely. Let's do that. Don't laugh. We want to do that. We'll get some Australians on that list.
Oh, yeah, there should be a few.
I'll tell you right now. But Fab 4 bowlers in...
Yeah, that'll be a nice one, an interesting one to talk about, because a lot of the bowlers around the world right now are probably over 30. Or some have just retired. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting discussion.
I reckon Starc, Hazelwood, Cummins.
The next gen.
They'll still be going.
Oh, the next gen.
They're Zimmer frames.
Oh, okay. So we're doing current Fab 4.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
No. Oh, okay, current Fab 4, and in 5 years' time, we're going to...
2025 and 2030 Fab 4s.
But if you want something that is the most imperfect science of all time, try and guess which now 21-year-old pace bowler is going to be great in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
Because you might not see them.
Yeah.
They might just have stressy after stressy.
Correct.
Do you reckon Pat will get to 100 tests? He's on 70.
Well, Hazelwood's 75 as well, so Pat's only 32, so he's probably got a little bit more time. I'm not retiring any of them, by the way, but it'll be interesting to see. I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities that pull Pat in different parts of the world for white ball cricket. So whether or not he's still got the desire when, if and when his mates disappear as well, it could be really interesting.
So he's got mid 2027. If he gets to there, and assuming he plays every test match against India and England, that's 15 tests. So there's a 5-test series over in India at the start of 27. There's home and away Ashes to play. 15, that gets him to 86 after this West Indies tour. Yeah.
It's close.
Close, but we'll wait and see if it happens for Pat Cummins, because it's just about to happen for Mitch Starc, and we're very excited about it. Sundries, South Africa have won their 10th test in a row, or as they say in New Zealand, 10th test in a row. Sorry, producer Joel. Couldn't help myself. They beat Zimbabwe, the might of Zimbabwe, but again, good to see Zimbabwe playing test cricket. Mulder, 367 for Mulder, who was the captain for this game. He stopped his innings there. Yeah. Didn't want to go after Brian Lara's 400. Thoughts?
There's a part of me that loves that. Like, I actually really respect his, and he came out and said it. He's like, this guy's a legend. I should say this guy, Brian Lara, is a legend of the game. And whether or not he said, I don't need to be alongside him or beat that record, there's a part of me that really loves that. But then there's a part of me that goes like, if it's just so rare, those opportunities to be in a position like that, why wouldn't you give it a crack? They still won the test match with plenty left in the tank. So who knows if you're ever going to be on 367 again, but full credit to him. I mean, that shows a respect for the game, which is unheard of.
It was Mark Taylor like all those years ago in Pakistan. So well done. Sri Lanka have defeated Bangladesh in a one-dayer. Kusal Mendez with 124 in the runs yet again. Now, Jace has messaged through some results from the Australian Indoor Cricket League. ACT defeated Queensland 85-61. Three-peat for them, undefeated as well. Hads could have been in that side, the ACT indoor cricket team. Hads playing indoor cricket. Do you ever play much indoor cricket?
Never. I was never an indoor sport gal.
Really?
So, yeah, I never played indoor cricket, never played indoor hockey, anything like that. It was, I find the indoor versions way more skillful than what I am.
Yeah.
So I grew up, probably she's a little bit younger than me, but alongside a name called Claire Koski, who, in my opinion, had some of the best hands in the game behind the stumps, and crafted by indoor cricket. She was lightning quick. Sarah Taylor as well. We all know how good she was. Amy Jones as well. all played like a lot of indoor cricket, and their wicket-keeping skills behind the stumps was ridiculous. So I reckon Hads was a bit too slow, so he probably didn't play indoor cricket. But I genuinely love watching the indoor game because, blimey, they're good.
Yes.
It's like, it's skill.
To not get hit by the ball.
Yeah, I think I need the space. I need to be able to hit it in the air. I think that's what I struggled with the most is, what do you mean I can get caught by hitting the top net? I'm trying to hit sixes. I was like, what do you mean there's craft to this? So that's pretty cool.
In the women's, Queensland won 2-1. South Africa 1-2-1. There was a 7 off the last ball in regulation, sent to a super over. Both teams scored 8 off the super over. South Australia won their first ever Nationals title as the tie was decided based on partnership wins.
Oh, wow.
What? Not again.
Well,
we've been over this with the 2019 Men's World Cup.
I played against Nisha Isles back in the day when I first started playing for New South Wales, and she's still going around representing South Australia. That's amazing. Get them over the line.
No, get them to the line. They didn't get over the line, and then just because of a quirk of the rule.
Someone made a rule and we got to live by it, all right?
Well, keep playing until you've got a clear definition of who's got most runs. That's generally what decides cricket games.
Yeah, there might have been a net booking after. Probably had to get out.
It would have been so much better if you got it out cleanly.
Brad hadn't had to throw balls to Zach. So
yeah,
they had
the wanger.
Yeah,
exactly. And lastly, Heels. Sorry for anyone listening around the world who do not. This could sound Swahili to them. It could sound like outer Hungarian to them. State of Origin Rugby League.
How do they not know about it?
How do they not know about it?
They're about to.
Yeah, Northwest India. How do they not know about State of Origin, mate against mate, state against state? You're a Queensland fan. I'm a New South Wales fan.
Game on, Mole. I am, yes. And for everyone, and this has been brought up a bazillion times on the podcast, asking me why I've never played sport for Queensland, but I was born in Queensland, and that's what this is all about. I'm bleed maroon for 3 days of the year, and then it goes back in the cupboard for the rest. So, big game. I mean, we're not here to talk about rugby league.
No.
But I'm looking forward to the decider.
But to put it in cricket context, is there anything close to this in cricket where you've got people who know each other so well going at each other?
Yeah, New South Wales versus Queensland, ironically, or anyone versus Victoria, I think.
After the story you told about the intra-squad games that the
Sharks v Dolphins.
Sharks v Dolphins, that's on.
I genuinely think there'd be an Indian equivalent, whether it's like Mumbai versus
Is there anything
Chennai.
in IPL where they hate each other, or everyone's kind of like it's a glamour team up against the underdogs?
Well, they do have that rivalry round, don't they, or the revenge round. So, but it's normally the big teams like Mumbai v Chennai and everyone versus Bangalore. So, they have the equivalent over there, so they'll appreciate it.
That'll build. Yeah. That'll build. Heels, Starky, whatever I'm calling you this episode after we spoke to Mitch, we're done.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. See you next week.
I'll see you on early next week where we can wrap up India being 2-1 up.
Ooh, okay. It's like that, is it? And thanks for organising today's guest as well. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, thanks for watching the Willow Talk podcast on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't have to miss an episode wherever you are. And while you're at it, check out these videos up here. They're mostly good.